G'day everyone, it's Flemmo here at the Goolgowi pub. I'm here with the wonderful Mari. How are you, mate?
Good, Flemmo, how are you?
I'm groovy.
Good, that's good.
Now, how long have you lived up in
I've
Goolgowi
been here for not quite 4 years. It'll be 4 years in September this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not very long. So, yeah, but I've been accepted as a local, I think. So, yeah, no, it's a fantastic little community.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you've, bringing the community together through some fantastic sort of initiatives, and you're looking at organising an event here.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of a background leading into the event and what sort of inspired you to go ahead with
Okay. Well, my backstory is 4 years ago I moved up here to Goolgowi from Victoria. My uncle, who was a really well-known local out here, unfortunately took his life out here. And he was a bachelor, and he and I were really close, and I just was coming backwards and forwards from Victoria sorting things out after he passed away. Just got to like the community in the area and stuff and decided I'd move up here.
Yeah.
So I did that and settled in really well and been made really welcome. But unfortunately, the Goolgowi community in the last particularly in the last couple of years, but probably in the last 5 or 6 years has had some really unfortunate suicides. So in August of last year, I got the community together and held a community meeting and just wanted to get feedback from everybody about what they needed as a community and what they wanted and, what we could do to stop this happening to anybody else. And it's just sort of snowballed from there. So it's gone on to be all aspects of mental health that I'm covering, as well as a few other bits and pieces. And got some initiatives undergoing. The main one that I'm doing in October this year with Danielle, who's disappeared on me, is October of this year we're holding a full Monty. So we've had a lot of serious things. I've had guest speakers and a lot of events and things that have been really serious. And I just thought, what the town needs is just a little bit of fun, a bit of laugh, and have a good night. So we decided we'd hold a full Monty, and we've got heaps of local guys who have volunteered to strip. We've got a dancer organised to teach them some dance routines. We've got an auction on the night, so we're looking for some businesses to donate things to auctions and stuff to go towards mental health. And a few other, we've got a band and a few other bits and pieces. And basically what I'm trying to do now is get a community centre built out here with a councillor for the immediate community. So that'll be like Mary Wagga, Hillston, Goolgowi, Rankin Springs, all around to benefit from that. Because one of the things that people have said to me that's quite difficult to get in to see councillor and find services around this area. Yeah, so it's basically what I'm doing.
That's awesome. So you're trying to bring everyone together, and I guess also within that, doing a show like that, having events like that, you're bringing people together to realise that talking about things, being open with each other as a community is really important. Yeah,
definitely. And I think it's really important for us as a community to focus on having some fun now, because everything has been so serious and they've had so much unfortunate events happen in the last few years that it's time for everyone to get together and have fun. While it's still at the same time raising money for our mental health thing that we're trying to do and raise awareness of that, but have a good time while we're doing it.
And have you found with the sort of tragic couple of years that it has transpired here, it's brought the community together a bit?
Yeah, I think so, most definitely.
People are backing each other up.
Everybody's there for everyone now, and people want to help and people want to be there as a support network for those who are going through hard times. So I think of all the things that have come out of it, it's definitely brought the community closer.
And it's I imagine a lot of it's due to drought and obviously within a lot of the communities, floods and fires and all these things, and especially the drought, where farms and there's such a struggling, they'll have a bad 1 year could turn into 2 or 3 and things like that. Is that the main sort of
Well, it's really hard to know, because the people who've taken their lives have been a wide mixture. So it's not just been one group that we can say, right, it's farmers or it's young people or whatever. It's been such a mixture. But I think that's probably part of it, but it's not the only thing.
It's not the only thing. It's just isolation.
Who knows what it is sometimes.
A few differences.
Yeah, most definitely.
And where did you come from in Victoria?
Ballarat.
Oh, Ballarat.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. It's all right.
That's all good. I've moved on now.
I grew up in Springvale, so I should just shut that all up. And so you came in here 4 years ago.
Yeah.
What brought you up here initially?
Well, when my uncle passed away, so
That
he was
was
living up
initial,
here,
yeah.
And as I said, I was just coming backwards and forwards because he was on his own and just sorting out his estate and things, and just, I'm divorced, my kids have all left home, and just got to like it up here.
You
And I
fell
thought,
in love with the town?
yeah, I did. Yeah, the people made me so welcome. I think I was lucky because my uncle was such a well-known character and had done so much for the town that I was probably accepted because of him.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just felt right. It's hard to explain, just felt right.
And the local pub, how does that, so, with a lot of places going to see the pub as the hub,
Yep.
Everyone comes together
Yep.
a couple of nights a week and, comes here for lunch on the weekends
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. What's this place sort of?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're in Goolgowi, we've got the pub and we've got the club, the Exes Club,
Yep.
so we've got the two, so we're lucky in that regard. But most definitely, they're both the centre of the town and where everyone gets together and meet and, socialises and things like that. So yeah, definitely.
And finally, what does community mean to you, mate?
Community means being acceptance and being there for each other and just having that bond of being, having each other's backs and trying to do what you can to make life better for everyone, I guess.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Lovely
Thank
meeting.
you.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm here with Rob, the publican from the Goolgowi pub. How you doing, Rob?
Not bad.
Rudy? How long you had the pub here?
Be 5 years in July.
5 years. What inspired you to be here, obviously?
I don't know. Just wanted to do something different.
Something different. And what were you doing before?
Truck driving.
Truck driving. Interstate?
Yep.
Yep. What mainly?
Produce, Hillston and Brisbane.
Yep.
Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney.
Yep. And you grew up in the region.
Yep.
Whereabouts?
Mariwagga. Grew up on farm Mariwagga.
Yep. And so in the local town, we find the pubs are usually the hub of the town. That's where everyone comes to sort of socialise and get together, keeps the community together. You have footy club still up
Yeah.
here?
Yep.
Yep.
We've got a protein community cup going.
Yep.
So there's Ivanhoe, Hillston, us, Brinket Springs, Barollan, and the Randa in that.
In that league.
Yeah.
Did you have a kick yourself back in the day?
Used to, yeah.
Used to. And cricket, that cricket club's gone now. How long's that
Yeah.
been?
Well, when was the last cricket? I don't know, a fair while ago.
Fair while ago.
Mm.
Well, it's good you got the footy club up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good to have footy back.
It keeps. Do they get down here much?
Yeah,
Have the big drunk ones?
yeah.
No, that's all right. And where else do you want me to go?
How old is the pub?
Ah, that was it.
Oh,
How old's the pub, bro?
1936 it was open.
36. And was it the only one here? Because you got the ex-service
Yeah.
pub as well. What one came?
Oh, this come first.
Yep.
I think this service club was built in the 50s sometime.
Yep.
And this was the first pub outside metropolitan Sydney to have hot running water.
Oh, no, awesome. And what does community mean to you, bro?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, it's living in a small community. When things go bad, there's everyone behind you.
Comes together. Yep. And also, I guess everyone backs each other up. If you need a hand with something, there's always someone around.
Yeah.
What does the pub mean to the community?
Oh, it means a lot in socialising.
Yep.
Used to be a place where you'd find a job once,
Yep.
the pub, local pub. Go to the pub and have a few beers, you'd come out with a job.
And I
Still
guess
do sometimes.
having an events and little things gets together, and like you say, it brings everyone together.
Yeah, gives a few people a job too.
That's awesome.
Employ 5 local girls.
Yep. And the t-shirt on the back, it's the geezer.
Yeah.
Have a look. Beautiful. He's owned. I'm back again now with Lawrence. Lawrence is a local here, one of the SES and firers,
Yeah,
correct? Yeah.
been doing that for a little bit.
Yep.
We enjoy all the different environment and the small little town. I look at it a bit more. I come from a bigger town. Didn't seem that important.
Yep.
So and plus it's your mates that do it all too. So you jump in to help.
Yeah.
So,
How long have you been up in Goolgowi?
we got here at about Oh, in 2004.
Yep.
So only a little bit. Not a local. Got another 25 years to go, but we'll get there.
Where'd you come from initially?
Well, I'm actually one of these blow-ins. I'm actually Kiwi born. But yeah, no, we've done a bit of touring at farmers later. I actually most of the time grew up at Rangoon Springs,
Yep.
which is a neighbouring town 50 k's away.
Yep.
All of us, farming's tough, so you went to Griffith to job and then opportunity here and we come out here.
Oh, awesome. I imagine. So what do you do now?
I actually run a little business, a mechanical business.
Yep.
They call me a bush
Is
mechanic.
that the garage?
Yeah, that rough bloke down the road, that's me, yeah.
Awesome. And so if obviously fire or emergencies happen, that gets the boot.
Yeah,
Straight in.
yeah,
Everyone's
no,
got
we've got to
chicken
shut the
in.
door and go, but it all works in, everybody's got to help.
Yep. And the footy club's still going? Robert's Tiles?
Yeah, no, it's good, it's just started again, which is really good.
How long did you stop for?
2004, I think, but I have to ask
That's awesome.
me mate
Come
Jeff,
back.
he'll know it exactly.
Yep.
And yeah,
You're gonna have a kick in the fifths.
oh mate, I'm way too old.
is it league or Aussie?
Nah, it's league.
It's league.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm over
throwing
50,
it.
so my big event's getting out of bed first.
You could be a kicker or.
Oh, I don't know. I don't bounce until I pull a cramp.
That's. Did you play when you were?
Yeah, no,
Really?
actually I did. I played against our team. I played for Rangoon Springs
Oh, against. Yep.
when I was a little bit younger.
The cricket.
Nah,
Yeah.
bugger cricket.
Terrible.
Yeah, just crappy.
Worst
game.
sport on
Yeah,
earth.
no.
Good.
Football's a lot better than that.
Good.
Like, yeah.
Everyone. My brother is a cricketer, so everyone knows my hatred for half
Alright.
tennis balls. What does community mean to you?
I think it's people. I like the fact. What's perfect about Goolgowi is you can have a busy lifestyle or quiet lifestyle because it allows you to. We're really blessed with a couple of great little hubs, the pub and the club.
Yep.
So, and actually the third little place, it sounds terrible, but you quite often meet up with a lot of people down at Tip on a Sunday morning.
Oh, cool.
So that's a little bit different.
Cheaper shopping.
Oh, I think so. Doesn't smell too good, but we get there.
No, I grew up in Springvale Tip, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, back again now with Michael, another local here. How are you, Mike?
Very good, thanks.
Very good. How long you been residing over here?
All my life.
All your
I was
life?
born here.
Awesome. You must have had some adventures.
I have.
And what do you do with yourself?
I'm a farmer.
Farmer? What do you
Mixed farmer, grain and sheep.
grain and sheep? Awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, well, Dad got the block out where we are now in 1947.
Yep.
And him, Mum and Dad and sister moved there, and I was born in 48.
Yep.
And carried on from there.
Awesome.
And I've lived out on home, my old ever since.
Awesome. Still in the same house?
Same, well, another
Same
house,
block. Another house.
same block.
Same block. That's awesome. And was your dad with grain and sheep as
Yeah,
well? That was the same. You've
yeah.
carried on exactly
Carried
the
on
same
the
stuff.
same thing, yeah.
Awesome.
From when he started. A
How
lot of
often-
things have changed.
How often you heading up here to the pub?
Oh, quite a bit.
Every chance you get.
Not as much as I used to.
It must have changed over the years.
It had been, yeah.
Yep. And the size of the town, has that decreased a lot or increased?
It's increased a lot to what it was back in the 50s and 60s.
Yep.
Probably twice as many houses here now or more. But it has got a bit quieter because the farms now are more, bigger. Yeah, of course, a lot of the farmers sold out and the places weren't big enough and the bigger other blokes have bought them out. So instead of having a small farm with one on it, you got one bloke running about 5 farms. But it used to be 5 farmers on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's it been with the grain, like the drought? When was the last sort of choke on the farm? Or have you been fine?
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
a good year last year. Before that, we had a couple of bad ones.
Yeah.
Before that, we had 10 years of drought, which tested everything out, but
Yeah.
everyone dug in and survived it.
Got through it, yeah. That's the crap. You don't know when it's
No.
the worst thing about it. You don't know when it's going to live.
No.
And did you play footy up here?
I did that.
Did? How'd you go?
All right.
Name on the board?
Yeah, a couple of
Yep.
times.
What for?
Oh, fine.
Punch. Most suspensions.
No. I played footy here with Goolgowi. Town's changed a lot, and you know, it's a town that if you want to get involved with it, you can.
Yep.
Or you can sit back and just coast along. But if you want to get involved with it, the town goes with you.
And everyone. It's a fairly close community, I sense as well. And what does community mean to you?
Oh, community's everything around here, then you got to keep the community and keep the town going.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You've got to do that to keep everything going around there.
And how long has the footy club been back?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. So we missed out last year. It was 2 years before that,
Yep.
and then this year.
You get down.
Yeah.
Support.
I still follow it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was 12 years out since when they stopped playing to when they started.
Have they got juniors?
No,
No,
only one
just-
grade. Yeah. Jeff Hale over here. He was the one that got the comp going here.
Oh, awesome.
Out here. Yeah. He was the one that sat down and come and asked everyone, could you reckon we could get a team, could we get someone to play?
Yep.
And it went from there, we ended up with 6 teams in the comp.
Put them all together. It's
Yeah.
important, I reckon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Footy club.
No, it's a big thing for the town, the footy club. Gets a lot of people, young people together, and a lot of young ones that didn't sort of know the older ones, but they all come back and play football together, so now they're all together.
Now everyone, and as you know, like playing in a footy club, you learn as a young fella, you learn your social sort of cues and skills and stuff.
Yeah,
You know, you've got troubles, you've got teammates to talk to and stuff like that. It's
we
really-
talk to them more, and the younger ones now talk to the older ones, which is good, but years ago before they played football, they wouldn't have associated with it,
And
that sort of thing.
that's it. The footy it's brought more community together and brought everyone together again.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
awesome. Great chatting to you, Michael.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, back again. Got the lovely Jeff here. Yeah, I've given you lovely because you've done a lovely thing. Brought footy back to town. So you started the whole league.
Mate,
Sort
no.
of gave it the research.
Yeah, well, mate, I just had the idea. Our formal competition was Group 17. It folded up in 2006.
Yep.
So we had like a 12-year hiatus where there was no footy, which was pretty detrimental to these small communities, of course. And then I just sort of had the idea of trying to reinvent that, circulate a few letters here and there between some local pubs, and got a few others on board. It's certainly not something you can do on your own. You can have the idea, but then you've got to have a band of helpers, and everyone pitched in. And before we knew it, in 2018, we had another competition called the Protein Cup.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how many teams?
There's six.
Six in it.
teams, mate. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I'm Aussie rules, so age range. A lot of
Oh, mate, in that first season, I think it was some blokes that sort of didn't get the opportunity to play, and they wanted to have a run with their son and so forth. So
awesome.
some blokes were just having a few minutes at the age of 60, just have a run with their son and so on. But that's a standard got quite a lot higher, and so it's a very impressive competition now.
Yeah.
And so some of those older blokes have sort of stepped out of that, and it's just basically just the younger blokes and fellas in their 30s and that, of course, too. But it's a pretty good, healthy competition, and it's just fantastic for the communities to have it up and running again. They're small communities.
That's great. And you have ones and twos and.
No, mate, it's just one senior grade.
Yep.
So with the 6 clubs. But what we do is we sort of present it as a gala day where all 6 clubs will go to one venue. So you'll have the 3 games on the one day.
Yep.
So that makes it quite a big crowd. And we're also trying to get women's tackle up and running a bit more too. So we had a little bit of had a few weeks of that in 2019 with some girls tackle games. So we had that evolve as it is nowadays nationally. So it's starting to really take off. So I think that'll work for us too.
That's awesome. And will you be looking at in the future getting juniors involved or something, or is this too?
Yeah, no, I think with these smaller communities, that'd be a big stretch for us. And we've also our sort of mother comp, you could say, is Group 20 rugby league, and that's their juniors are there. So we try and work in with them, and So we'll allow, let that stay there, and the juniors can sort of, remain at Group 20, and that's what we support. Yeah.
Just steal them when you need
No.
free beer at the pub. Come play here.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Really, it really has, mate. Yeah, so we had that last year off, of course, with bloody dreaded COVID, but now it's been back up and running again now. We had a pre-season game on Saturday, which attracted quite a big crowd. We played a Group 20 reserve grade side in the Memorial Shield, and it was fantastic. Actually, a massive crowd there, and a good day. Yeah.
And that's the great thing with country footy of any type is the whole town turns up.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
If you're against, where I'm from, you might have Mornington versus the Pines, and it's split down the middle. It's packed. And
rivalry.
It's, it's the
exactly.
best part. Country football.
Yeah.
So what is country? What is so Jeff? What does community mean to you?
My community means everything to me. I've only been here 17 years. My wife and I relocated with our young family to lease the hotel here. We leased the hotel for 5 years, and that was during some drought time. But so we struggled a little bit there, but we just fell in love with the community and its people. So upon exiting the pub, we decided to remain, and I started work on the Shire Council, and since then I've been the fire captain for 10 years, and we just love it. And we've had a couple of tragedies recently in our family, and the way the community sort of pitched in and really got behind us and shown us our love, we just know there's nowhere else we'd ever want to be. So
That's awesome.
fantastic, yeah, for sure. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Good on you.